Hi, everybody. Kristen here with Bariatric Mindset. The last thing that you want to deal with when you're sharing with someone that you have had weight loss surgery, bariatric surgery, that you're an RNY patient or VSG patient or lap band patient is for them to tell you that you have taken the easy way out. Doesn't that just piss you off? Um, I don't think I've had anyone say it to me. However, I have feared it. And I think I have feared telling people about my journey as a result. This is something that I hear quite often and quite common in the circles that I tend to run in because it's something that I see people get so emotionally upset about, and it's very, very hurtful. So how do you respond when someone says to you, a friend, a colleague, a family member, "Oh, you had weight loss surgery? Oh, so you took the easy way out." First of all, that's very judgmental of them to have commented in such a way that is very hurtful. Second of all, they don't know what you're going through, and they don't know the work that you need to put in after weight loss surgery, or that you have to be very conscientious, that you have a post-op diet plan that you need to follow, that there are very strict guidelines. And so a lot of people think, okay, just because you've had some or all of your stomach cut out, right? Your guts rearranged, that, oh, that it's the easy way out. And so although you may feel that this is a personal attack, step back for a minute and know that this is coming from a place of ignorance, and that it could be an opportunity instead of you getting mad, which is, by the way, a very natural thing to happen. It's very natural emotion. Anger is natural. How you deal with it is another thing. So what I would encourage you is to educate them and say, "Oh, well, where did you hear that? So tell me, what do you know about weight loss surgery? I'd love to hear about what you know about bariatric surgery and weight loss surgery," because this could be an opportunity for you to educate them instead of getting into an argument. Because a lot of times our loved ones want what's best for us. And so what comes along with that is the judgment because of what they think you or I are doing or not doing in our lives. And judgment, let me tell you, is an easy thing for people to pass. However, uh, it is something also that causes a lot of conflict. And so what that person may be saying with their, side of judgment is that they think that you're not trying hard enough. Again, something that is very harsh. And so often the individuals that may say this may not exactly be the thinnest people either. So take that into consideration. And if they are individuals who have never struggled with weight, then it could be that they've never lived in your shoes and they don't know all of the things that you've done or struggled with to try to get the weight off naturally, i.e., before weight loss surgery. And the reason I say naturally is not to say that weight loss surgery is not a natural thing, but I think that a lot of people, again, pass judgment on a surgical procedure versus a non-surgical procedure. And so they, again, will have ideas in their head of weight loss surgery being an extreme form of weight loss, a weight loss procedure, versus, okay, well, if you just had self-control. However, again, they don't know what you've tried, what you haven't tried, unless they're living with you day to day. So instead of getting upset, it could be an opportunity to have a discussion with them about how you're feeling, what you've gone through, not to necessarily justify what you're dealing with, because I know that you may also feel defensive, like, okay, so now I have to justify my situation. I have to justify to them. No, I'm not saying that. But to open up the conversation to say, actually, this is an opportunity for you to know what it's really about and why I'm going through this or why I'm having this. So it's an opportunity to have a loving and compassionate conversation. And you could also call them out on their judgment and say, wow, that was really judgmental. And in a loving way, instead of going, you don't know what I'm going through, because they probably don't. And it could be an opportunity for them to share how much they love you, their concern for you, and what they may be worried about, or in terms of your post-op journey. Because likely when you share with them that you've already had surgery, them saying that you've taken the easy way out is likely to happen after surgery, not before surgery. Although I've heard about that happening before surgery as well. But this is also an opportunity for you to practice boundary setting with them, and also to evaluate whether you're seeking acceptance from them. And you telling someone that you've had weight loss surgery, hopefully is not about you asking for their acceptance, but for you to let them know, hey, this is what's going on with me. Because if you are looking for acceptance and they're not giving it to you, you're likely going to be let down emotionally. And this is a decision you made for you. I know I made my decision for me and not for anybody else, and for anybody else to approve of. However, it's important to know that if you are telling someone else and you have not gained their approval and you're butthurt about it, then you have likely done it for acceptance. Like, you wanted the green light, you wanted to get the hall pass for them to say, oh, that's awesome, we're so proud of you. And if you did not get that acceptance and you're all upset about it, then what was you getting that acceptance about? Was that about you having, their, a-okay for your own emotional needs? So it might be important for you to look at that, because I've seen a lot of people get disappointed, like, oh, they said this, they said that, they passed judgment on me. And sometimes it could be just that you're looking for support. So you could say to them, in turn, if they haven't given you, like, oh, that's great. So if they've judged you and said, oh, so you took the easy way out. Okay, thank you for the judgment. I don't appreciate it. I don't need it. I was actually just looking for you to give me a high five that I'm taking back control of my life. And this is how I chose to do it. And I'm not looking for judgment. I am only looking for you to really be by my side on this journey, or for you to know that I've had it. It wasn't for your acceptance. It wasn't for your 2 cents. It wasn't for, for you to be okay with it. I'm just letting you know because you're my friend or you're my family member or whatever. So it's important that you also set those boundaries, because boundaries is a huge issue that a lot of post-ops deal with in terms of what to say, what not to say. There's a lot of passive aggressive stuff that happens. And so one of the boundaries you could say, set is, I appreciate you. You're an important aspect of my life. And, the judgment just isn't going to fly. If you're going to judge me on your own time, that's one thing. But while we're together, I would hope that you would support me. And you may not like this decision, but it wasn't your decision to make. It was mine. And I know with a lot of the different issues that I deal with as a coach and a therapist, I have a lot of clients who have friends that may not agree with who their boyfriend is, or who may not agree with who they're married to, or, they may not agree with a lot of different things, who they're hanging out with, or whether they took a job or not, or, a lot of people have opinions about other people's lives. And it is, right? It is just the way it is. And people will pass judgment on other people. People look at television and pass judgment on celebrities on TV. So it's important for you to know that people will pass judgment. And when you are in integrity and you are authentically you, and you were like, this is my decision, I'm doing me, and standing true in that and firm in that, people will respect you and respect your decision. If you're asking for other people's approval and then they don't approve and you're upset, it may be because you were asking for their opinion, and when they gave it to you, you didn't like it. And that's understandable. So whenever you share this with someone, it may be important for you to say, this is what I had. I'm not asking for approval. I'm letting you know. I would appreciate it if you would support me in my post-op journey, and then educate them if and when they say, oh, so you took the easy way out. No, actually, this is not the easy way out. This is a tool. And although I had this surgery, these are the things that I have to go through. I'd love to share it with you. Would you be open to having a conversation? And not to be snarky or smart ass about it, but just to be open, because they might be smart ass with you, but it could be like, and it could be very judgy, but also coming from a place of ignorance. So one of my favorite authors, Brene Brown, I talk about this in one of my boundaries talks as well, is she kind of like twists her ring on her finger and says, okay, I'd rather engage in discomfort in the present than resentment in the future. And so what she means by that is that sometimes it's very important to have a conversation in the present that is uncomfortable, that brings about discomfort, than it is to have resentment for that relationship, that person, that situation in the future. And if you don't have a conversation with, the person who has judged you, then it could be that that builds over time and blisters and bubbles, and the relationship is then not salvageable. Not always, but that could be something that happens. So when someone says, oh, you took the easy way out, it's an opportunity to have a conversation and go, wow, you really think that? Maybe we should talk about what weight loss surgery is, what you think it is, what I know it is, so that you can talk about it further. And if they are just like, oh no, I don't want to talk about it with you, or you're going to change, or you're different, then that's a whole different conversation. But it could also lead to them thinking or having fears about you changing, who you're going to become. And that's a whole other video in terms of, if you were once the fat friend and they were very comfortable with you being the fat friend, and now you're going to be the thin friend, it could be threatening to them. So I am going to get into that deeper in another video. But for this video, what I want to share is that it's definitely an opportunity for a conversation, and absolutely it's okay to be hurt and angry. However, whenever you're trying to salvage a relationship or to have an honest heart-to-heart conversation, having compassion for the person who's judging you, although it's very hard, may be something that's an eye-opener for you, because when have you ever judged them? Or when have you judged someone else for a decision that they've made in their life that has absolutely nothing to do with you? And sometimes they're looking out for your best interest, even though you knew having weight loss surgery was best for you and you moved forward with it. Sharing it with people can be very scary. And then when they come back with, you took the easy way out, that can be very hurtful for you and for your relationship. So I'd love to hear your feedback. I wanted to give some tips about how to have this conversation, how to deal with it emotionally. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below. And if you have a situation like this or a similar situation, or questions that you'd like answered, feel free to join my free Facebook group, Bariatric Mindset Mavens. And of course, for amazing videos like this right in your inbox, be sure to subscribe to the Bariatric Mindset channel. And thanks again for watching, and have a great day.